Hello, my lovely islanders. It's Sydney Island here. That's Island with the Y, not an S. And today we are going to talk about the water rising signs, Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. If you hear like some loud vroom vroom sounds outside, somebody's car got stuck in the snow. Okay, it's snowing real hard in Tennessee for the first time in a long time. So just try to ignore it. Before I get into it, I would like to let you all know that I do birth chart readings. So if you want to, find out information about your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, your Mercury, your houses, all that good stuff, hit me up at s.island55@yahoo.com. And also follow me on Instagram at Sydney_island because I do a lot of astrology updates and I post my artwork and all types of fun stuff on my Instagram. Okie dokie. The timestamps for each zodiac sign will be in the description box below. Okay, so let's start off with the meaning of the rising sign in astrology. So the rising sign is the outward appearance of an individual. It's the physical of the individual. It's how your face is shaped, how your body is built, sometimes the way your voice sounds. It's also the way you carry yourself, your aura and your demeanor. It's how the world sees you. It's how the world perceives you. It's your outer expression. Think of us, human beings as books. The cover of the book is the rising sign. The plot and the theme of the book is the sun sign. And the overall vibe that you get when you read the book, the emotional response that you get when you read the pages in the book is the moon sign. Okay, so Scorpio rising. So Scorpio rising people, I just want to say that Scorpio rising is not only a very powerful rising sign to have, but it can also be very challenging, okay? Scorpio rising is probably the most complex rising sign of them all. I generally just feel like water risings in general can be just very deep and very complex, especially on the emotional front. Okay, so Scorpio is fixed water, and the planet that rules Scorpio is Mars and Pluto. And your motto is I desire, and you are a feminine sign. So the rising sign rules your entire birth chart. The rising sign sets the vibe for your birth chart. So if you have a Scorpio rising, this makes your birth chart a little bit more emotionally intense, and it gives you an emotionally intense vibration, right? Planet Mars and Pluto rules your birth chart. So you have the very fiery, very sex-driven, very passionate, and somewhat combative planet of Mars here. And also the very secretive, very spiritual, deep planet of Pluto here also. And your motto, I desire, pretty much means I desire love. I desire a deep human connection. I desire sex, because Scorpio is highly, highly sexual. Remember, Scorpio rules the genitals of the human body, right? I desire information. I desire power. That's the Scorpio rising for you. Scorpio's desires come from usually a very emotional place, although they don't want to express themselves to be very emotional. Scorpio energy can be very emotionally intense, okay? So Scorpio rising people, you come off as very mysterious. Your allure out of all of them is the most mysterious and the most difficult to read. You're hard to read. You have a very, you can have somewhat of a regal, elegant way about you. And sometimes even a hard exterior. You can come off like you're real tough, and you can be very intimidating to people because people don't really know what you're thinking. You just have this very, silent but deadly, or silent but powerful kind of vibe about you, okay? You can be very, very charming. And the thing with Scorpio risings is people can either really, really love you and be enamored with you, or they can be completely terrified of you and they want to get away from you. Scorpio energy is extreme, so you bounce back from those extremes with the way that you come off to people. Having a Scorpio rising, you can also be very guarded. I'm trying to turn this way because I'm not trying to have that dang glare on my glasses. Not today, Satan. Not today. You ain't gonna ruin my video with my dang glasses, all right? So having a Scorpio rising, you could be somewhat guarded, you know, not somewhat, you're very guarded. You prefer for people to not know about your deeper emotions and feelings because although you come off as very strong and sturdy, you are very sensitive. And you know this about yourself and somewhat to a point of vulnerable and a little insecure, right? So you can be very guarded, almost to a point of secretive. You know, you're really good at keeping secrets. You keep your own secrets. God knows how many secrets you have, and God knows how many secrets of other people you are holding, you know, with yourself. Like, you're really good at keeping secrets. People have a tendency to confide in you and really get things off their chest to you. You kind of have this, you know, very mature, calm, therapist-like aura about you, and a lot of people confide in you and, you know, tell them about their struggles and their deepest secrets and things like that because they trust you, which is very odd because you don't really trust people. You know, you have very little trust for people, but a lot of people have trust in you, and sometimes it can come off as the opposite, and people don't trust you because you come off as so suspicious to other people. You know, you're suspicious of people. Having a Scorpio rising, you are highly intuitive and very observant. When it comes to your environment, you're always observing and looking around, you know, watching people and seeing if, you know, you can trust them or not. It's always a test of loyalty and a test of trustworthiness for you. You don't trust people a lot. And so you're always observing. When you walk into a room, you know, you kind of have this calm look about you, just scanning everybody. And sometimes it can be somewhat robotic. A lot of times before you assert yourself or before you get to know a person, you observe them, you know, or you observe and assess your environment, right? And with this placement, you can also be very psychic and very mystical. And you have this ability to feel other people's feelings and to feel the vibration of what's going on around you. Is this tall enough? Dang, this thing. Oh, I could have. This whole time I was like, this thing, whatever. Anyways, so sometimes some Scorpio risings, you know, can have visions, you know, psychic visions. And when you look into people's eyes, you see the state of their souls sometimes. And this is the case for Scorpio rising, sun, and moon. Scorpio energy can be very, very psychic, almost to a point where if you were to tell somebody all the things that you could feel about them, they may want to stay away from you, you know, because it may scare them a little bit. Like, you know that about me? Having a Scorpio rising, you may not admit this, but you have a deep connection and a desire for love. You want love. You may come off as like hardcore, like I got this, but you want love. You want deep human connection, almost to a point where you want to merge with another human being. You know, relationships and sex can be very serious to you. Be careful with your guardedness though, because this can lead you into loneliness and depression. If you're too guarded to a point where you like, I can't deal with nobody, I don't trust nobody, and then you shut the door on a lot of people to a point where you end up alone. And being alone is completely fine. I can be very introverted, so like I vibe with my alone time. But when you isolate yourself from the world completely and for like negative reasons, such as the world is just trash, then that is not really it's not really healthy. And also Scorpio rising people can be very manipulative because you have those eyes, those very intense magnetic eyes that can be somewhat hypnotic, and you can be really good at manipulating people because people, they fall under your spell. This is a thing with water risings, is that you can be so mystical and you can feel what people desire and what people want from you or from the world or whatever, and you can use that to your advantage. You have a certain power about you, and sometimes you use your power for bad, which is to you know, manipulate people into doing what you want them to do, because sometimes it's hard to resist the, you know, the commanding allure of a Scorpio rising. It's hard to say no to a Scorpio rising because they can be a little bit scary, okay, and very, very sexy, okay. It's another way that you come off. You can come off as very, very sexual. You have a lot of sex appeal, and you could be very in tune with your sexuality. And this makes you very sexually desirable. And you can have a lot of suitors, a lot of people who are very attracted to you. Let's name the celebrities who have Scorpio rising. And starting off with Lana Del Rey, who is a Gemini sun, and man, I already told y'all, I got a mad crush on this woman. Like, she definitely carries that Scorpio rising energy of like melancholy. Like a lot of her music can be very melancholy, and it has a sexual undertone to it, which is very Scorpio rising. We have Taylor Swift, Prince, who is very, very Scorpio rising. His eyes are so penetrating. That's the word for Scorpio rising. You have very penetrating eyes, and it's hard to look away. You can't look away from the eyes of a Scorpio rising. We have Justin Bieber, Natalie Portman, Diana Ross, Jim Carrey, Katy Perry, Robin Williams, and Jaden Smith. Okay, those are the celebrities who have a Scorpio rising. Just to kind of give y'all a physical example of what Scorpio risings look like. Okay, so the physical of Scorpio rising. Let's start off with the eyes, because everybody has something to say about Scorpio rising and the eyes. You have all-knowing eyes. That's what I call them. All-knowing eyes. Eyes that just kind of, you just know. It don't get no more simple than that. You know how you feel. You know, and if you don't know how you feel, you know that you were determined to find out how you feel, and you're determined to find out the truth about life. Okay, you know a lot because you are an investigator, and you want to know the truth. You want to know about the world around you. You want to know about life, and you want to discover hidden things and secrets that other people are, afraid to discover. Right? You have very intense, piercing eyes with words in them, eyes that speak. And like I said, you have a very sexual aura. You can be interested in wearing very revealing clothes, and you also like dark clothes. The color dark red and burgundy and maroon, all those colors really fit well on you. And also, you can be attracted to wearing darker makeup, dark lipstick, the heavy dark eyeshadow and eyeliner. I want to throw in this real quick because Scorpio is a lot to say about Scorpio rising. Before I move on to Cancer, is that Scorpio risings, you are prone to having very difficult life experiences because this sign is the sign of transformation. This is the phoenix. From the ashes, you rise up and you're better. And a lot of times when it comes to this beautiful, profound transformation, it takes pain. It takes challenging life experience. But if you weren't strong enough to handle it, you wouldn't be given these life experiences. So you're very, very strong. And you have the potential to be very inspirational and very powerful to people because you have the ability to confront your darkness without fear. On the negative side, you can be a little bit obsessive. I think that is it for Scorpio rising. Let's move on to Cancer rising. All right, Cancer rising. Cancer is cardinal water. The moon rules Cancer, and Cancer's motto is I feel. And Cancer is a feminine sign. So with Cancer rising, automatically what I can say about this placement is that you come off as very nurturing and mothering to people. No matter if you have a sun sign that's a little bit more abrasive and aggressive, if you have a Cancer rising, this softens you. This softens your image. This softens the way that people see you. You can come off as a B word to somebody, but then there's always going to be that person backing you up in the corner saying, no, that's Cancer rising. I know her. She's super sweet. Like she would never, like there's always somebody, who sees you as someone that can take care of them. And on the negative side, the dark side of this, you can also be a needy person who needs other people to take care of you. Having a Cancer rising, this can make you a little introverted and shy. A lot of the feminine signs, which is earth and water, are more prone to being introverted and more introspective and reflective of their emotions and feelings. Which Cancer rising, you can be very, very emotionally sensitive. So you do have to protect yourself and meditate and take care of your mind and your body. The Cancer rising, you have this air of innocence sometimes. Since the crab rules Cancer, you have a very hard exterior, so you can be very slow to open up and you can be very guarded, much like a Scorpio rising. And with this placement, you can be very sensitive and intuitive. And when you're in an environment, you can kind of sense the vibe in the room and sense how other people feel. Cancer risings are very much empaths, very intuitive and very psychic. Some celebrities with a Cancer rising is Angelina Jolie, Kehlani, Tyra Banks, Keke Palmer, and Marvin Gaye, just to give you a physical representation of what Cancer risings look like. So let's talk about the physical appearance of Cancer rising. So as a Cancer rising, you can have a very, as a Cancer rising woman, you can have a very curvy, plush body. Since Cancer does rule the chest area, you can have very large bust as a woman. You can have a very womanly, motherly figure. And you can also, you're prone to weight gain, especially as you get older as well, because Cancer energy, you love to eat, love to eat. You can be an emotional eater as well. So sometimes, when you're feeling sad, you pick up that piece of cake and, it gets to you, okay? You can also have a bit of tummy weight, wide hips, and you also have a gentle energy about your physical body as well, a very mothering, loving energy in the way that you move your body as well. You can have a very calming energy to people having a Cancer rising. So the essence of a Cancer rising is home and family, because the fourth house, which is Cancer's house, is the house of home and family, right? So it is very important to you as a Cancer rising to have a very comfortable home, a home that is very nurturing, a home that is very peaceful. And also the relationship with your mother is very important to you. Cancer rising people are typically very close with their mothers, and they value the relationship that they have with their mothers. All right, so let's move on to Pisces. All right, so Pisces rising. This is a mutable water sign, and the planet Neptune, which is the planet of dreams, imagination, illusion, deception, in the unseen realm, rules Pisces. And your motto is, I believe. And you're a feminine sign, because your beliefs often drive your life. That's why your motto is, I believe. It is very important for a Pisces to believe in their dreams, to believe in their talents, to believe in their abilities. Man, this is a very interesting placement. This is also a very complex rising placement as well. Pisces rising people, you have the ability to pick up on the unseen, on the spiritual in your environment, the vibrations in your environment, what's going on beneath people's flesh, honestly. You're very sensitive. And not only are you emotionally sensitive, but like I said, you're spiritually sensitive. So you can be very psychic and very mystical and very intuitive. Your sensitivity is your gift, but it can also be a challenge. This makes you a great artist. You can channel certain spiritual energies and emotional sensitivities to make great artwork and great music. But it can also be a challenge in the sense that you get your feelings hurt real easy, and you can get mixed up in other people's problems because you care a lot for people. Having a Pisces rising, you are prone to confusion, especially when it comes to your identity. Having a Pisces rising, you can have a very deceptive image. You can come off as one way, but then actually be another way, because Pisces is the sign of deception. So people may see you as, very friendly, but then you can actually be very cold and mean. Or people can see you as being, very harsh and very take charge, but then you can actually have a very sensitive, kind heart, So you have issues with your identity and how you portray yourself to people. Sometimes you're not really sure of who you are. Having a Pisces rising, it is really important that you figure out who you are, because you're so sensitive. You adopt other people's personality and other people's identity and other people's sense of fashion and other people's beliefs to a point where you lose yourself and you don't even know who you are. Pisces rising is the chameleon and the shapeshifter of all the rising signs, the signs that can change your personality to adapt to your environment, because you are mutable. And that's what mutable signs do. They adapt. They're very flexible like that. Okay, your self-image can be changing constantly, and you always, constantly trying to figure out who you are, because Pisces energy, you do exist in a state of chaos sometimes, emotional chaos, just trying to figure out what you believe in and what you don't believe in, what you like and what you don't like, and where you belong. As a Pisces rising, if you are not already in tune with spirituality and concerned about it, it is very important that you do get in tune with your spirituality, because this is the sign of spirituality. And if you are blocked off from your spirituality and blocked off from your chakras, this can create a lot of issues like addictions and addictions to drugs, addiction to sex, and also addiction to people. You could be one of those people that have a fear of being alone. I've known a good bit of Pisces sun people who have this trait also, where they need people to take care of them because they really don't know how to stand up on their own 2 feet and take care of themselves, because they're afraid to assert themselves, because this is water. It's the most, you know, bendable, flexible water of them all. So sometimes it can seem like your spine is made of water rather than of like actual bones. You know, you bend and you move with wherever someone tells you, and you can be a little bit of a follower sometimes, and you can find it hard to be a leader having a Pisces rising. That's not to say that, you know, Pisces rising can't be a good leader, because when you believe in yourself, you can be anything, right? Okay, so some celebrities who have Pisces rising is Michael Jackson. Yes, the beloved, lovely Michael Jackson. He definitely had a strong Pisces energy, also being a Pisces moon. He had a lot of empathy and a lot of compassion, as a lot of Pisces do. And he was very in tune with himself spiritually when it came to expressing himself through dance and music. You know, a lot of Pisces people are very musically and artistically gifted. Okay, we also have Whitney Houston, who is also a Pisces rising. She definitely comes off as very angelic, and her singing voice is also very angelic as well. And Pisces people, they have a very, very dreamy image about them. You know, no matter what, they always come off as angelic. And a lot of people thought that Michael Jackson, people still believe that Michael Jackson was an angel reincarnated as a human being. There's a lot of people on the internet, you know, photoshopping pictures of Michael Jackson with angel wings. Okay, this is Pisces. Okay, you seem very angelic and very ethereal to people. Actress Felicia Rashad, who I love, Demi Moore, Bruno Mars, Jimmy Fallon, Billie Eilish? I can't pronounce her name, and Dr. Phil. Just to give you a physical representation of Pisces rising. So let's describe how Pisces rising appears physically. So I wrote down that Pisces rising people can have very dreamy eyes. A lot of times their eyes can be very big, you know, and they pull you in. Usually your outer image is not very sexual. It's more soft. It can be very sexy, but not overly sexual. It's more angelically sexual, if that is even a thing. You are drawn to artistic expression. So when it comes to your fashion sense and your clothes, you can like to wear, you know, clothes that are very artsy, very spiritual, and they give off a very tribal, spiritual kind of vibe to them. You know, you like tribal prints and you know, just things that are very artsy. But this place when you can be very soft-spoken and shy, and as we know, Michael Jackson had that too, where he was very, very soft-spoken and shy, and then one minute you spoke with that deep voice, like that Pisces rising, you're changing your self-image. Who are you, Michael? You know, you have a very gentle, empathetic aura about you, a very soft aura, nothing too harsh or too abrasive. And I wrote down that you have angelic looks. You don't look just straight up like an angel. So that is it for Pisces rising. And I want to say this for water risings in general. These are usually the most mystical, most spiritual, and most intuitive rising signs. Okay, water risings, they can be underestimated, you know, because they can come off like weak or soft, especially Cancer and Pisces rising. But the reality of it is that water is very, very powerful. Okay, water energy is also very artistic. And you can create beautiful, beautiful works of art. And the way that you express yourself, it can just be very, very captivating. Water energy in general is very, very captivating and very charismatic. And these are magicians. Water risings are magicians. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up. Share this video with those who have a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces rising. And subscribe to this YouTube channel. And also subscribe to my second channel, Itty Bitty Black Lady. I love you all. Bye-bye.